back to another special catch-up episode of Dad's Bedtime Stories. This is episodes 7, 8, and 9 with no white noise. And again, if you, with your parents' permission, or your parents themselves want to send me some suggestions, you can write to me at dad.bedtimestories@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you. We'll start with episode 7, The Treehouse. You wake up in the morning, very excited. Spaceship, you say? I think today we better find a place for that tree. That is a good idea, says the spaceship. Where do you think we should plant it? Well, I was thinking about that. At first I wanted to plant it in the backyard, but then I figured my parents might wonder why there's an alien tree in the backyard. So next I figured we better go find somewhere really remote, like somewhere in the middle of nowhere, really high up where nobody would find it. That is a great idea. Would you like breakfast first? Says the spaceship. Sure, you say? Good. I cooked pancakes. You cooked me breakfast? Yes. Come see. The spaceship flies up in the air and flies out your door. When you don't immediately follow it, it pops back in to see where you are and seems to motion, "Come with me." You follow the spaceship out the door and all the way to the kitchen. When you get into the kitchen, you see that there's a giant pile of pancakes. Wow, you say. That's a lot of pancakes. Probably more than I can eat. Thanks, you say. You go and eat a whole plate of pancakes until you're very full and say, "Spaceship, let's get going." You get your shoes and coat on and you run out the door. Spaceship grows larger and larger and larger until it's the size of a full-size spaceship. A hatch in the back opens, and you climb on in. You go to the control center, and you set the destination to a nearby forest. Spaceship flies you all the way there, over trees, and mountains, and hills, and lakes. Eventually, you come to a huge hill with nothing on the top of it. This looks like the perfect place, spaceship. Land there. The spaceship flies down on top of the hill and lands. Spaceship, do you have anything that's good for digging? Yes, says Spaceship. I have this automatic digging shovel. Out of the front console pops a hand with something that looks really just like a long stick with a button on the end and an arrow pointing in one direction. What's this, you say? This is a laser shovel, says the spaceship. Ooh, how do you use a laser shovel, you say? You point it at the dirt you want to remove and press the button. Does it, blast the dirt out of the way, or how does that work? You will see, says the spaceship. Okay, sounds good. You grab the laser shovel and walk out the back hatch. You find a perfect place in the middle of the mountain. You pull out the laser shovel, point it at the ground, and press the button. Suddenly, the bottom of the laser shovel transforms into a laser shovel. That is, the bottom of it becomes shaped like a shovel, but made out of laser. Oh, well, that's disappointing, you think? I'm still going to have to dig. Oh well. You start digging away one shovelful at a time, throwing the dirt out of the way until you've created a pretty good-sized hole. You take the seed from the spaceship and bring it outside to the hole. You place it in the ground, and then you use the laser shovel to throw all the dirt back on top and pat it down. Spaceship, I think we could probably use some water. On it, says the spaceship. An arm with a cannon on it pops out of the spaceship, pointed right at where you buried the seed. The cannon shoots a huge blast of water onto the seed until it's completely soaked. I really hope this alien tree grows in the same way as Earth trees. I never really thought about that. Yes, trees can be very different on different planets. In fact, I normally would not recommend planting an alien tree on Earth, as there could be dire consequences. Dire consequences? Why didn't you tell me about this before? We better unplant it before it turns into a... That's when you hear rumbling behind you. The rumbling grows louder and louder until suddenly a tree blasts out of the ground behind you, throwing earth up in the air and making you fly up into the air as well, back onto your side. Oof! You land with a huge thump. What is that? You look up in the air and you see the biggest tree you've ever seen in your life. It looks pretty much like you'd imagine for a tree. That is, if the trees you were used to were about 60 feet wide and thousands of feet high and made from sort of a greenish color instead of a brownish color for the bark. That is one serious tree. Let's go check it out, you say to Spaceship. You press a button on your watch that causes a spacesuit to fold out from it and wrap around your body like armor. Once the spacesuit is completely covering your body, you think about flying, and blasters pop out of both of your feet and both of your hands, shooting you up into the air. As natural as can be, you will yourself to fly upwards, and you do. You and Spaceship, who's now grown small again, fly up and up and up and around the tree. After getting hundreds of feet high, you find a large platform on the top of the tree where the branches start to shoot out to either side. It's almost level. You land at the top of the tree and say, Spaceship, I have an idea. Let's create a treehouse. That is a great idea. What is a treehouse? Asks the Spaceship. Well, a treehouse is exactly what it sounds like, Spaceship. It's a house that's in a tree. It's in the name, Treehouse. Oh, says Spaceship. That makes sense. What would you like to build it out of? I was wondering if you could kind of 3D print a house and then have robots put it up, maybe? Yes, that would be possible. Great, you say. Let's get going on that. Okay. Suddenly, Spaceship grows large and lands on the ground. Out of Spaceship pops 5 robots carrying a huge mechanism. They plant the mechanism on the middle of the tree, and it starts moving and glowing, and then something appears in the middle of it. What's that, Spaceship? That is the 3D printer. They will print components and start building. I've taken the time to come up with some drawings. What do you mean you took the time? Like you took that last 2 seconds to come up with plans? Yes, my brain works much faster than yours. Look at the plans. The spaceship shoots out a hologram that shows a picture of an amazing metal and wood treehouse that's built perfectly into the space at the top of the tree. Yeah, you say. That looks pretty good. How long will it take you to build that? Not long, says Spaceship. The robots get right to work. The printer first prints 3 more printers to make things faster. And then each of the printers starts working away, creating components like beams and walls and chairs and TVs and furniture and everything you can imagine that goes into a house. As quickly as they're printed, the robots put them up. You watch in amazement as an entire treehouse comes together right in front of your eyes. Wow, this looks amazing, you say to Spaceship. Thank you. Do you want to explore? Yes, I do. You and Spaceship go inside the house. You see that it's more than 1 story high. Downstairs, there's a living room with a gigantic TV and a really comfortable looking couch, and a kitchen area. When you go upstairs, you see that there's a bedroom and a sleeping area. Well, Spaceship, I think this will do just fine. It's then that you hear a really loud roar. What's that? You look down from the tree, and if you look closely enough, you think you see something hitting the bottom of the tree and growling? You use the helmet of your spacesuit to zoom in, and you can see a picture of a gigantic bear attacking the tree. You fly up into the air with your spacesuit on and down to see the bear. When the bear sees you, he starts growling loudly. He jumps at you to attack, but you quickly fly out of the way and dodge him. He keeps coming after you, growling. He looks very angry. I don't think he likes the tree, you say to Spaceship. I think you might be right. This is an abnormally large bear. I think it has somehow mutated into some sort of mutant bear. Great description, you say to Spaceship. Just great. Anyway, what are we going to do about the bear? I don't know. That's a lot of help. Okay, well, I'll try to get it with a sleep dart. You point your wrist forward at the sleep dart and shoot one towards the bear out of the arm of your spacesuit. The bear just flicks it aside, no effect, and starts running straight at you. You dodge out of the way again and try to hit it with another sleep dart. Again, he just hits it out of the way, no effect. You fly up out of the way of the bear again. Spaceship, we need some ideas. Scan the area for something. Try to figure out why the bear is mad. Scanning the area. A light pops out of the spaceship and shines down on the mountain. Oh, says the spaceship, I think I know what's wrong. What's that, you ask? The roots from the tree have grown into the bear cave below. We ruined his home. Oh no, we did?
Yes, you did.
What was that?
I'm the bear. You come here and put this alien ship in and just think you own the place, huh?
Says the bear. We didn't mean... You can talk? Why can you talk?
What do you mean, why can I talk? Have you ever talked to many bears? How do you know they can't talk?
I was pretty sure they couldn't, but you're right. I've really never tried to talk to a bear.
And that's right. We're just shy. We can talk all we want, but we just don't like to, because talking's annoying.
Okay, I'm sorry I ruined your home. I wonder if there's anything we can do to make it up?
Well, you could make me a new home.
Well, actually, we might be able to do that. Do you like living up really high?
No, I hate living up really high. I like to be in a cave.
Oh, you say. Well, how about that cave in the tree right there? You point to the side where there's a giant cave in the middle of the tree.
I never noticed that. Well, that might work. Let's go check it out.
You go check out the cave. It's a pretty big cave inside a 60-foot wide tree. You look around. Yeah, plenty of space in here.
I agree, but you ruined all my stuff too. My stuff is ruined.
I can replace pretty much anything you're missing. My spaceship here has a 3D printer.
What's a 3D printer?
The 3D printer is like a printer that prints things instead of just putting pictures on paper.
What's a printer?
You know what? Let's just say it's a thing that makes stuff. Let's not think about it too much. You're a bear.
I sure am,
says the bear. Okay, well, anyway, Spaceship, can you help this bear out? Give him anything he might need. On it, says the spaceship. Suddenly all of the robots fly down and start filling the bear cave with things. TVs, warm beds, and even a food dispenser. This should be good, says the spaceship.
Yeah, this is way better than what I had. Thanks for ruining my home,
says the bear. You're welcome? Anyway, I better go to bed. I'll just be up in the tree if you need me, you say. You fly back up in the air and blast up to the top of the tree, land in front of the house, and go inside. You walk up the stairs, press the button on your watch, which makes your spacesuit disappear, and crawl into bed. You pull the covers up over yourself. You close your eyes and let yourself sink into the covers and into the bed and into the pillow. You notice if there's any tension in your feet, and you try to relax them and let them go. Then you do the same with your legs, just letting them relax and sink into the bed. And then the same with your arms, just letting them relax and sink into the bed. And then your head and your face, letting go of all tension and letting yourself drift off to sleep. And if you're still awake, let's move on to episode 8, The Return to Dinosaur Planet. Imagine yourself waking up in the morning. Spaceship, you say? I think it's time to go back to the dinosaur planet. That is a good idea, says the spaceship. Let's get going now. Okay, let's go. You and the spaceship run outside. The spaceship grows larger and larger and larger, and then opens the hatch in the back. You climb in, jump in the seat, take off from the ground, and head straight towards the shed. You press a button in the ceiling, causing the shed door to open. Connect to the dinosaur planet, you tell the spaceship. Connecting now. Oh no, says the spaceship. It seems the connection to the dinosaur planet is broken. What? Broken? Why would that be? Sometimes it's because the gate on the other side is broken. Oh no, you mean the portal? What are we gonna do? We could return the old-fashioned way in the spaceship and see. Okay, I guess we better do that, but doesn't that take days? Yes. However, we could use an adventure. Okay, you say to the spaceship. Can you send one of those robots to pretend to be me while we're away? Already on it. Suddenly, the bottom of the spaceship opens and out drops a perfect replica of you. Hi, it says. Are you going on another adventure? Well, have fun, guys. I'll take care of things around here. Goodbye. You wave to yourself and walk inside your house. Okay. Those guys are always kind of weird, you say. Yes, it's hard to get them perfect. Let's go. All right, spaceship, you say. You pull back on the steering wheel and press forward on the throttle and blast off up into space. You watch as the Earth disappears behind you and becomes smaller and smaller. When you're far enough away, you tell the ship to pop into super hyperdrive. Suddenly, all around you, you just see stars streaking past. You spend the days playing video games, watching TV, eating food, and sleeping. Before long, you arrive back at the dinosaur planet. We are here. The dinosaur planet becomes bigger and bigger as you get closer and closer. It's beautifully green and blue. You fly down towards the surface where you left the portal. You see it pushed over on its side. What happened? I bet it was the dinosaurs. Spaceship, we need some way to protect this portal so nothing can hurt it. That is a good idea. We can build a giant fence. A giant fence? That's a great idea. Can we just 3D print it like we did with the treehouse? Yes. Oh. Actually, no. What? Why not? We are running low on materials. In order to print that much stuff, we would need to find more metal and other ore. Well, can we find any on this planet? I will send some probes out to scan, says the spaceship. The spaceship sends out probes into the air, little tiny robots that fly in all directions and start scanning the planet. After a while, the spaceship says, I have found a large deposit of ore. Putting it on the map. You see a map pop up with a little dot glowing right where you're supposed to fly to. Again, you pull back on the steering wheel and fly forward up into the clouds, high above the dinosaur planet. You start to lower down below the clouds when you get close to the area where the ore should be. You lower down the spaceship towards the ground when suddenly you see something jump out. You hear, and you see some sort of dinosaur-like thing that you've never heard of before. It's 3 times as big as a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It has giant wings and giant arms and giant teeth. It jumps up towards your spaceship. You fly quickly out of the way, dodging its hand, but it starts chasing you down. Oh no, I think it's protecting the metal. How are we going to get past this? We could try some sleep darts. Okay, load the sleep darts in the cannon. On the top of the spaceship, a cannon pops out with sleep darts in it. You use a joystick on the console to aim them right at the dinosaur and fire away. 5 of them hit the dinosaur directly. The dinosaur doesn't do anything. The darts were not effective. It seems resistant. Okay, plan B then, you say. Transform into robot mode. Transforming into giant robot, the spaceship glows around you and transforms into a gigantic robot with huge arms and legs and a shield on one arm and a sword on the other. When it's done transforming, you stand in the center of its chest. Can I control it again? You ask the spaceship. Yes. A helmet pops down from the ceiling. You put it on your head and close your eyes. When you open them, you're seeing through the eyes of the robot. You feel that you have 2 metal arms and 2 metal legs, one with a shield and one with a sword. It feels just like moving your own body, except you feel much bigger and much stronger. You bash the sword and the shield together and say, "It's time to play. Bring it over here, Dino." The Dino runs towards you. You block it with the shield, but it pushes you back. You get all of the strength you can and stop the dinosaur and start pushing it back. You bash it with your shield and push it out of the way. The dinosaur growls at you and jumps on top of you, pushing you over on your back. It tries to bite at your head, but you put the shield in the way. You take the sword in the other hand and swing it at the dinosaur, hitting it on the back. The dinosaur falls over and squeals. The dinosaur starts circling around you, and you start circling around the dinosaur. What are we gonna do, you say to the spaceship? This thing's strong. I have an idea. Why don't I modify one of the dinosaur control collars to be big enough? Well, that's a really good idea. Why didn't you mention that before? It didn't seem as fun. Okay, get one ready quick. I'll hold it off. The dinosaur jumps back at you. You hit it with your shield and jump out of the way. It turns around and jumps again. You do the same thing. How long are you going to take with that collar? Almost finished. The dinosaur jumps up in the air right on top of you. You let it land on your shield and then throw it up in the air far away from you. It does a backflip and lands directly on its feet. It starts flapping its wings and flies up in the air. Higher and higher, and then it starts dive bombing towards you. You dodge out of the way once, but it just turns around and heads straight back. The collar is complete. Suddenly, out of your one hand pops a collar. The dinosaur jumps by again, and again you swing out of the way and hit it with your shield. Okay, we gotta get this thing on it. Once more, the dinosaur flies towards you. You dodge out of the way and jump onto its back. You snap the collar around it quickly and tackle it to the ground. It roars for a second until...
That's much better.
You can talk too?
Yeah? What do you mean I can talk? Of course I can talk. All the dinosaurs on this planet can talk.
They can? I didn't know that.
Most of the time we're just too angry to think about it, but this collar actually makes me feel pretty good,
says the dinosaur. Oh, well that's good. Well, you wanna, I don't know, come hang out with me? We're gonna use this ore here to build a really cool fort and base.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good actually. Lead the way.
Okay, you say. It's, this way, but actually, it's pretty far. Spaceship, can you become big enough for the dinosaur to get inside? Yes, I can. Transforming now. Again, the spaceship glows around you and transforms back into a ship. But this time, instead of the normal-sized spaceship, it becomes something more like a battle cruiser or a giant cargo ship. The back gates open and are big enough for the huge dinosaur to come in. The dinosaur stomps its way in, and the doors close. You look around you, and suddenly the inside of the spaceship is even bigger, and it has a dinosaur in it. This is always so weird, you think, but let's get going. We have to build this fort. You jump back in the command center, and you take off. You fly over to where the metal was, and the ship shines a bright yellow light onto the metal. Suddenly, it starts to glow, turns to energy, and gets sucked into the ship bit by bit. The storage tanks are full once more. We can build lots now. All right, but let's save that for tomorrow, you say. Let's get back to the portal for now. You fly up in the air, high above the clouds, until the spaceship alerts you that you're near the portal again. You fly down slowly, land in front of the portal, and open the door. The dinosaur gets out. Well, you're here, Dino. Could you help me put the portal back up?
Yes, I think I could do that,
the dinosaur says. It goes over towards the portal, bites on it, and sticks it up in the air, straight up and down again. Perfect, you say. That's such an easier way to get home. Now, to start building the fort. But, I'm actually kind of tired, Spaceship. Maybe we better get started on that tomorrow. That is a good idea. I will set up the 3D printers, and we can begin work tomorrow. Get some rest. You go over to your bed inside the spaceship, pull down your covers, and jump in. It's one of the most comfortable beds you've ever felt. The mattress is soft, and the blanket's nice and warm. Just the perfect temperature. You pull the covers up over yourself and say, "Good night, ship." "Good night," says the ship. The lights dim, and some sound starts to play, helping you lull yourself to sleep. You just listen to the sound as your eyes become heavier. You let your body relax and sink down into the mattress. as you allow yourself to drift off to sleep. And if you're still not asleep, let's move on to episode 9, The Dinosaur Base. You wake up in the morning and you're on your spaceship. You stretch your arms and get up out of bed. Good morning, spaceship. Good morning. I made you breakfast. You look over at the kitchen area, and there's a huge pile of food on the table. Wow, you say. That's a lot of food. You eat the food quickly, then you go out the back of the spaceship to see if the other dinosaur's still there. Hey, Dino? Dino?
Yes,
Says the dinosaur. Oh, you're still here.
of course I am. I'm getting kind of hungry, though. I'm gonna have to go find something to eat.
Oh, I wonder if I can help you with that. Spaceship, you happen to be able to replicate anything the dinosaur can eat? Yes, says the spaceship, replicating now. A huge light shines out from the spaceship in front of the dinosaur. Suddenly, it starts to turn into a solid hunk of meat.
Oh, that looks good.
Says the dinosaur. It chomps down happily on the meat. Well, spaceship, let's get to work on this fence. You got the 3D printers ready? Yes, they're already printing materials. Robots, get to work. Suddenly, 10 small robots fly out of the ship. Each one starts to pick up different materials and starts flying it around the area. You watch as post by post, they start to build a huge fence around the portal. When they're done, lights start to shine out from the posts that they put in, and it turns into a giant blue energy fence that protects the whole surrounding area. Whoa, an energy barrier? That's so cool, Spaceship. Yes, says Spaceship. I also thought we could build a base. That's a great idea. I have a design for small pods that we could use on different planets. Would you like me to create some pods now? What do you mean by pods? I mean giant sleeping pods. Basically, they are small cabins made out of metal. Each one comes with all things you would need to survive: a bathroom, kitchen, and bedroom. Oh, well, that sounds good. That way I could, bring friends here to hang out or something. Yes, I think that is a good idea, says the spaceship. The 3D printers continue to print giant pods, and the robots start placing them all around you. Well, while you're working on that, Spaceship, I think I'm going to go explore with Dinosaur.
Yeah, that's a great idea,
Says the dinosaur.
I've never really explored this area before,
Says the dino.
Climb on my back.
You climb on the back of the dinosaur and hold on to its huge spikes. It flaps its wings and flies up into the air. Before long, you're soaring high over Dinosaur Planet. It's mostly made up of trees, but below you can see lots of different kinds of dinosaurs roaming the fields, some of them fighting each other or hunting food. And then you see something kind of strange in the distance. It looks like a campfire. What's that over there, you say? You fly over towards the campfire. I can't see what it is. I know what I'll do. You press the button on your watch, which causes your spacesuit to fold out and cover your entire body, including your head. Once the mask covers your head, you use its zoom-in feature to see what the fire is. When you zoom in from high up, you realize that there's people, or something like people anyways, sitting around a campfire. They look kind of like cavemen, and behind them is a big mountain with a cave in it. I think those might be alien people, you say?
Those guys, they're a nuisance. Always running around hunting dinosaurs, but I don't think they're gonna last long. They don't even have big teeth like we do.
Oh, but they look really smart. They've created fire. It looks like they've created a gate outside their mountain. These are intelligent creatures. We can't just let them die on this planet.
Why not? They don't even taste good,
says the dinosaur. You've eaten some of them?
Well, when I was really hungry, but it's not even really worth it. They don't taste good at all.
Okay, well, don't eat any of them when we get down there. I need to say hi. Spaceship, can you hear me? Yes, I am connected to you through your spacesuit. Good, perfect. Hey, does this thing have a translator built in? Yes, that's how you're talking to your dinosaur friend. Oh, right, yeah. How would I think I could speak dinosaur? Especially alien dinosaur, you think to yourself. Okay, good. Well, I'm gonna go meet some new people and we'll see how it works out. You and the dinosaur fly over towards the campfire. You land on the ground with a thud. When you jump off of the giant dinosaur, the people start to get up and run away. They all run towards the cave and go inside. Guards outside the cave close it and hold up spears to try to protect the door. Suddenly, other warriors run out with spears as well and protect the door. No, don't worry, I come in peace, you say. They just keep walking towards you, getting closer and closer with their spears. Whoa, we don't need any of that, you say. But they don't seem to understand you or listen. Can they understand me, Spaceship? I don't know. We need a sample of their language before we can be sure it's translating properly. How will we get them to talk? Suddenly, the dinosaur jumps up in the air and stomps on the ground, making all the people fly up and onto their backs. Many of them drop their spears, and the dinosaur runs straight at them, scaring them away back towards the cave. It bites up their spears and throws them away. Okay, I don't think this is going to work like this, Spaceship. Can you get over here? Yes, I will come meet you. Before long, the spaceship arrives and lands beside you. Spaceship, I think we're going to have to do this a different way. Dinosaur, you go back to the base camp. Spaceship and I are going to take care of this.
Okay,
says the dinosaur. It stomps off away from the people. You climb in the back of the spaceship up to the control panel. Okay, Spaceship, I think we're going to have to see if we can translate these people's language. Let's shrink down really small and turn invisible. Then we can sneak into their camp and get a sample of their language. That is a good idea. The spaceship starts to glow and shrinks and shrinks and shrinks until it's the size of a fly. Everything looks much bigger around you. You fly up in the air and towards the cave entrance. It's easy being this size to slide right through the metal gates and inside the cave. When you arrive inside, you see that it opens into a huge cave inside, where many of the people are gathered. They seem to be hanging out, buying and selling stuff. This must be their market, you say. Make sure you listen to everything they're saying. Yes, says the spaceship. I am gathering necessary information. You start flying around and you see that there's different corridors that go deeper into the mountain. You follow them down and you see that they go towards little individual caves. Each one seems to be a family home. This place is huge. The more you explore, the more you realize how big this is. It's a huge city made inside a cave where the people are protected. This is incredible. I believe I have found enough information to translate their language accurately. Perfect, you say. Let's go back to the main area and see if we can get talking to somebody. You fly back to the main area, still invisible. The spaceship grows larger and lands on the ground. The back door opens and you walk out. But to the people, it looks like a door opened out of nowhere. As you emerge from the spaceship, the people start to gasp. They run away and hide behind things. Don't worry, you say. I'm here in peace. I don't want to hurt you. I'm a friend. Before long, an older person walks out from one of the cave entrances. He sounds like, but a little thing in your ear translates it to say, "Who are you, and what are you doing here?" "I'm here in peace. I just saw that you were people, and I thought I'd come see you." Again, you hear the man reply, and it translates in your ear to say, "Well, you are not welcome here. We don't like strangers. Strangers are dangerous. Get out of here." "But I can't get out of here," you say. "I'm here to help you. Look, me and my spaceship, I'm in peace." Suddenly, the spaceship reappears. The man gasps and jumps back. What is that?" the man says. "That's some sort of dark magic. Are you evil?" "No, I'm not evil," you say to the man. "I am just from a different planet." You speak to the man for a long time, explaining where you're from. Eventually, he seems happy to meet you and invites you into his house. Spaceship shrinks down and follows you. You follow the man into his house. When inside, the man explains that he's the leader of this underground village, and that the underground village hasn't been doing very well. The dinosaurs have been attacking a lot, and his people are on the verge of going extinct. "Oh no," you say. "We have to find some way to turn this around. You seem so nice, and this village is so cool. I'm going to come up with some ideas for you, and I'll be back tomorrow." Says the man, and again it translates in your ear, "Thank you so much, friend. We will see you tomorrow. Be safe and watch out for dinosaurs." "Right," you say. You leave his house, and the spaceship grows large again and lands in front of you. You climb inside and take off the ground. "Oh, I guess we better shrink again, though, to get out of here." "On it," says the spaceship. It shrinks down small, and you fly out through the door and back into the sky. As you fly high into the air, the spaceship grows again. You start to descend when you see the huge energy fence that the robots have built, and inside it is basically a village of pods and other really cool things. You see solar panels and windmills and all sorts of different buildings. Whoa, you've basically built a little village, you say to the spaceship. Yes, I thought it would be good to have a base here. Yeah, it is good. Good idea. Well, let's go see what's happening. You land inside the fence area, and you see that your dinosaur friend is there still, sleeping over at the side. We created a feeding station for your dino friend. We set it up over there. You see a big station, and inside it is a huge, huge clump of meat that's been half eaten by your dinosaur friend before he fell asleep. That's really cool. We created this house for you. In front of you is a huge pod. You open it up, and inside looks a lot like your spaceship. A kitchen, play area, living room, bedroom, pretty much everything you could basically need. And tired after a long day, you walk over to the bed, climb inside it, pull the blanket up over yourself, close your eyes, and begin to fall asleep. You start to get more and more relaxed. You allow yourself to sink deep into the bed. You notice anywhere you're holding tension, and you relax those muscles. Before long, you can't keep your eyes open. The lights dim down, and a noise starts that drowns out everything else. You allow yourself to drift off to sleep.